are inside, it's raining, and we are trying to see what talk are we going to attend. Today we didn't see any interesting one, but we're trying to see in the app what's going on and which one are we choosing.
Many users of vertical SaaS generating real savings in terms of less need.
It's raining right now. It's raining.
Websummit Lisbon 2024 is over. Okay, so I'm now back home, as you have seen early in this video. Day 4 was actually one of the most boring days. The most part of the talks weren't that interesting. Really looked through the app, we didn't find any talk at all that interested me as a developer or as a possible startup founder or CEO or something like that. Plus, it was raining, so it was kinda bad. Feel at Lisboa is a closed space, but outside there is still an open space, and to get in and get out of Web Summit we still have to go through rain. To get in and get out we still need to go to an open space, and because of the rain and because umbrellas weren't allowed to get in Web Summit, and we have luck that it stopped raining when we are going back to Porto and back to the bus station. Now I'm going just to do a little wrap up from day 1 to day 4. At day 1 we arrived firstly at Lisbon. We just saw a couple talks, nothing really big, interesting, but it was just the opening day, so that wasn't the main focus to be interesting, it was just a presentation of Web Summit. At day 2 we already saw a few different talks, some really interesting ones, some less interesting. We discovered a lot of startups because I didn't knew that field was entirely open with startups and events and things like that. It was really interesting to go there for the first time. At day 3, that was the most interesting day for me because all of the talks, or basically a big part of the talks, was developer related. So me, as a developer, I really found a lot of those talks really interesting. Really big guys were there talking. A lot of startup talks were also attending at that day. That was really interesting. For me, it was the most interesting talks from all of them from the 4 days. I found those really interesting, especially because one of the women that were there talking, Catarina Fonseca, that woman really said some interesting things. I filmed a few of them. I watched 2 talks, the 2 that she had from that day, one at the center stage and one at the startup university. That's actually the main thing that I can remember and that I can say that I took advantage of, the talks from that woman. She is the CEO of a decacorn company. Okay, so a decacorn is like a unicorn company, so a company that his market capital is $1 billion. So a decacorn is a company that his market value is rated at $10 billion. Okay, so it's a really big company. Throughout the 3rd day, we also got to see again all the warehouses. There were 5 warehouses, if I'm not mistaken. All of them with startups, big talks, pitches all over the place. At day 4, We basically just got there at midday, more or less, because we didn't saw an interesting talk, not in the morning, not in the afternoon, not the entire day. So we just got there. We saw a lot of other startups. We saw a few companies. We also saw a list of companies that already were attending to Web Summit a few years before, that now are huge companies like Revolut, Uber, Whoop, and among others. At day 4, we also had a bus to catch at 5 p.m, so we were a little bit short on time, and we just got to try a few different activities. We tried a ping pong, some kind of intelligent ping pong table, and I also got to try the Apple Vision Pros for the first time. It's not as interesting as I thought it would be, but it was a really fun experience. This is the wrap up for the 4 days of Web Summit. Now, I have a few topics that I really want to talk to you guys about what I thought of Web Summit. So, the first topic is the food price, okay? So, in case of you guys don't know, Web Summit was kind of a closed field. You can leave and you can enter as many times as you want during the entire day. Right in front of Web Summit there is a mall, Vasco da Gama. That mall have food space where you have McDonald's, Pens, and a lot of other restaurants. Really much cheaper options than at Web Summit. At Web Summit we also have a food summit. You probably saw that at day 3 if you saw the video. If you didn't saw, go there and check it out. At Food Summit I saw some things that kind of shocked me because the price of the food was really high. For comparison, in Portugal you can get a burger or a cheeseburger or even a McMenu for 5-6 euros more or less. At Food Summit there were restaurants selling cheeseburgers, like a simple cheeseburger, for 10 euros. I thought that a really big price for a cheeseburger, but I guess it's kind of comprehensible. The restaurants were paying a lot of money probably to stay inside the Food Summit, to get all the people that were attending to Web Summit to eat there. The Food Summit were also full, so all the chairs were basically taken for people lunching or taking breakfast or whatever. So I think that might not be as expensive as I thought comparison to other countries. Next topic, is it good for developers? In my opinion, I will say yes and no. If you are a developer that is trying to create a company and to build a startup, that is a really good event for you. Web Summit, from the things that I could see, it's a place where people usually go to present their companies, to present their startups, to try and find investors or people interesting to participate or improve or help improve or inject capital into the startup to help you grow. If you are just a developer as me, who is still studying in this, working at a part-time, probably that's not the best thing for you to go, but it's actually a real experience, even though if you can't get contacts or if you are not as good as you might want to be networking, or if you even don't have a startup to want to grow it. Next question, who should attend at Web Summit? In my opinion, from what I actually saw, the people that should attend to Web Summit are people that are trying to grow a startup, people that are looking for investing in a startup or in another company, people that are trying to network with other people and try to learn as much as they can as people that are bigger than them, because that's something that you really can find at Web Summit. You have really big companies in there, and that's amazing for networking, to learn new stuff, to make new contacts, and actually to understand how you can do the same they did to grow their companies or to grow their project. Is it worth it to go to Web Summit as a 20-year-old developer? Yes, of course it is. Web Summit is a really huge event. This year there was more than 70k people attending to Web Summit, not counting with VIPs, startups, talkers, partner staff, volunteers at Web Summit, not counting with all of them. 70k people attending, just attending. And if you're a developer, you can do the same as I did and get free tickets for the 4 days at Websummit Lisbon just by signing in with your GitHub account in a specific page at Websummit website. This page was available this year in 2024. I don't know if it will be available at Websummit Lisbon 2025, but if it's available, I will let you guys know. And just by fulfilling a little form and signing in with your GitHub account, you can actually get free tickets to go to the 4 days of Web Summit. And I think that's a huge boost for you. It's a really great experience, something that you are not used to see. You have a chance to see, talk, and hear what people have to say, people that are really big or people that have a lot of experience in these areas, especially in the technology area. So yeah, if you can afford the ticket or if you can get a free one like I did, it's a really great experience and I really recommend you to go. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed the 4th day and this little wrap up about all the Web Summit Lisbon. If you didn't see the videos from the day 1 to day 4, these videos are on my channel, so don't forget, go below, see the videos. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you guys in the next video.